So last night I watched a new movie. Well, maybe not new, but I watched Fight Club. And I'll be honest, I I had heard about it before, obviously. Everybody's heard of Fight Club, but I had put it off watching it because I'm like, man, it's probably just I don't know, probably just a beat 'em up. I actually thought it was like an underground gambling fight ring, you know? Like, oh, I've seen stuff like that. Not that interesting. But I've been trying to push myself to just consume more media, new media. It's not a hard goal. It's not even a. It's not really a crazy self improvement goal either. It's just something that I want to do. I just want to watch more movies. So I'm like, fine, screw it. I'll watch Fight Club. Got nothing else to do. Uh, and I was honestly blown away. It's really good. It was made in 1999, so it's old. And then again, I was made before that, so what does that make me? um, but anyways, it's 1999, and spoilers, by the way, and it's about a guy who starts two guys, I guess, that start an underground fight ring. Surprise, surprise. But there's no money. There's no like anger. There's no competition. It's just you just fight to fight. It's just to burn your energy to if you're mad at the world, you just go down there and you punch, I guess, each other. It started off. I actually thought the pacing was really good. It started with an addiction, the main guy's addiction to going to therapy groups, which I thought was a little bizarre. I'd never heard of that before. But I guess it did a really good job of explaining like he starts as an insomniac and can't sleep, and then he finds an outlet to let his emotions flow, and that's something that he really hooks onto, and he can't get enough of it. So he starts going to all these different therapy groups, and he becomes addicted. And it does a really good job explaining, first of all, setting up his plight, and then showing the cathartic response to going to these groups. It was interesting. I had never heard of that before, but I suppose some people might do that. Anyways, back to the movie. And then he's doing that. Obviously, he's a faker. And then another faker comes in. I can't remember her name in the movie, but she's one of my favorite actresses. Her name was Helena Bonham. I think that's how you say her middle name. Helena Carter. She plays like Bellatrix Lestrange in Harry Potter. She plays the mom in Charlie and Chocolate Factory. She's a fantastic actress. She's in Sweeney Todd. She's the queen in Alice in Wonderland. I haven't seen that one. Maybe I should watch that. I've read the book. The book is an absolute acid trip. Anyways, not talking about the book. She did an excellent job. She always does an excellent job. But she's another faker like he is. And she's doing basically the same thing. She's kind of addicted to going to these therapy groups, and he's not having it. So they meet, they get in an argument, and eventually he has to go somewhere else to get his kicks. And he discovers that fighting is the answer for him. So he completely stops going to the groups, and he just basically starts this underground fight ring in this random bar. It's cool. A bunch of people join. I would not join, but a bunch of people join. Just normal people who just want to, have an outlet to, I don't know, punch stuff. to get their emotions out. And whenever everything's going great, he has some kerfuffles with like the owners. He's getting way more confident. And he starts setting up fight clubs all over the country. He flies out. Well, one of them flies out. One of them still works, because there's two technically. Unfortunately, I kind of knew the big twist at the end. I had heard about that, but I didn't know most of the film. But I kind of knew what was going to happen with the twist with these two gentlemen. But anyway, so he sets it all up, and eventually it gets to be more and more extreme. And they start doing acts of basically terrorism. They deface public works of art. They they'll pour like gasoline and fumes inside of shops and blow them open. They're very careful not to do it when anybody's around, though, so nobody gets hurt. Though eventually one of the characters does get shot by a police officer because I think he defaced some art. But they basically put some explosives on like a brass ball, like huge, 50 feet tall. Maybe not 50 feet, 20 feet tall. And then it rolled down and broke a shop. Yeah, he got shot by police. But at that point, everything really starts coming to a head. And the grand plan comes together. And then the twist happens, right? So the grand plan was to wipe all the credit card, I think, to wipe all the credit card debt to zero. They targeted a bunch of big, like money firms, brokers, that kind of thing. And they wanted to reset a lot of the economy. This group. And it's cool because the twist, here's the biggest spoiler. This is the one that I knew, which I wish I hadn't heard about this spoiler. So if you do want to watch it, and I recommend you do, turn it off here. But it turns out the two guys who started it aren't actually two guys. It's only one guy, and he has like an alternate personality that when he kind of his normal like white collar personality will like go to sleep essentially, and then he'll like kind of sleepwalk in his other personality, and he's been doing all sorts of stuff without his white collar personality knowing. And he set it all up, and at the end there's a confrontation between himself and his alter ego, and it ends up with him shooting himself in the head. He puts the gun in his, this is a little graphics, maybe I shouldn't say that, YouTube might get mad, but he basically shoots himself through the cheek. So he doesn't die from it, but that shot does kill his alter ego. And then the bombs go off and the credit card companies tank, and that's the end of the movie. It's interesting. I don't know if I would say it's cool, but it really makes you, it gives you a lot to think about personal struggle and, mental health a little bit. There's a lot of really good scenes throughout the movie, too. I don't want to spoil everything, but his romance with, I probably should look up her name. Helena, what's her name in the film? Marla. Helena plays Marla. So his romance with Marla is very important to the film. I don't want to spoil that because I really did enjoy their... it felt very real, their relationship. It's not one that I would envy, but it felt like something that could happen, versus some relationships in films these days where they're just prim and perfect. It's a good movie. I highly recommend it. Just give it a watch. It's, 2 hours long, I think? Yeah, 2 hours and 19 minutes. So it's a bit long. I watched it in 1.5 speed. uh, but yes, it was funny too because I read the cover of the film and I saw Brad Pitt and I thought, oh, okay, well, I wonder if I confused Brad Pitt with Pitbull, so I thought, oh, I wonder if is there going to be a musical number? And through the whole film, I was just waiting for a bald man in dark shades to walk on stage and like sing or something. And I got the end of the movie, like, that was weird. Why wasn't he in it? I'm like, oh wait, that's not Brad Pitt. That's Pitbull. I'm a goof. Yeah, give it a watch though, for sure. It's definitely a movie I would recommend. A movie it's good. It's really good. It focuses less on the fighting and more of the club, if that makes sense. But yeah,